Hey everyone, welcome to creating a weekly plan choice board with Google Classroom. I'm Dodie Ainsley and I work for BT BOCES. What we're going to be talking about today is creating a package for lessons online. And so one of the easiest ways to do it is to create a choice board. And with linking to Google Classroom, it even makes it super easy for kids to start here, see what they need to do for the week, and then click directly into Classroom to then complete it. And then for the teacher to have all of the materials that the students create their assignments all in one place in Google Classroom. So let's get started. So how do you create this wonderful choice board? Well, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to the description below and you're going to grab the link to the template. By the way, this template actually came from Slides Mania. They have three great templates for this kind of thing. I just took the template and adapted it and created it and made it a little bit different, right? So you're going to go ahead and use the template. And you can look through it and make sure it's the one you want. I'm going to link below several templates that you can use if you'd like. Once you open up the template, you're going to want to make it your own, right? So you're going to make sure that you change the title of it to your title. You're going to add your name here or week. I have a couple directions here that you'll read and then delete. You'll make sure that this is what you want the title to be and any kind of specific directions over here on the left. Of course, you can make it your own for sure. You will also notice that it has parent directions based on the students that you work with. Maybe you need the parent directions, maybe you don't, right? So when you've got it opened up, these were actually created by using WordArt. So to change the title, you simply double click it and it will bring up that this is just a Y. So you could make new words if you wanted to. You could copy and paste them, or copy and duplicate them, right? To change this title any way you want to. So if you wanted to change this, if I wanted to change this to an I or an A, because I'm going to actually start writing Ainsley's, my last name's choice board, I could do that. I'm going to go back and change this to a Y because I like that. So you can easily change the title if you want to, just by clicking on them, right? So then the second slide is actually created. I created this for a primary classroom so that I'm thinking I just want them to engage in these different subjects. You can double click on these again and you can change them to anything you want to, right? So I have a couple here. And notice when I created it, when they're created, they're actually linked to the slides. So when the students click on it, it'll automatically take them to the slide that is corresponding with that subject, right? So again, nice and neat package. All right. In this case, I haven't finished this yet. Obviously this is your template. You can add a video if you want to. You can add your lessons. You can add multiple lessons and have them choose, or you can have them, you can do 5 lessons and have them choose 4 out of the 5, whatever. You're going to start here. You're really going to just use this like a plan book. Think about how do you want the week to roll out for them. Also, don't forget to think about lessons that engage them with the content, certainly, but also engage them with each other. So you may want to have questions where they can read each other's responses and respond to each other. And you also want, obviously, moments where they can engage with you, whether they're creating something and explaining themselves, for instance, in a little video or whatever. So just think about those things as you create your lessons. So we have all the different areas. They're linked to the different slides. Very simple to do. So I take this reading. If I click on it, I can do a link and say, so I'm going to show you how, if I wanted to edit this link, it says it's slide 3 or 3. I could get rid of slide 3 and I could actually put a URL in there, or I could change it by rid of slide 3 here. And then see how it comes up slides in this presentation. So I'm simply clicking on that and selecting the one that corresponds to it, right? In this case, when I had the template originally, there was only one page for science and social studies. I split them up. So I made a slide for science and I made a slide for social studies because I think it's important that both of them are included in the week. So, and they go directly to that place. Each slide also has a go back button, and the go back button goes back to slide 2. So again, you're just going to click on it and do that, do the edit, remove the slide if you want to change it, and select the slide that you want to go to. So it's that simple. Now, what will happen is once I get this all set and I've written in here exactly what I want, I've added all my activities, all right, I know what they want. In this case, I created this so that some of them require a Google Classroom assignment where they hand it in, and some of them don't. And so what I decided was I would actually add this to my classroom as the slides themselves so that if it didn't involve a activity where they had to hand something in, they could slide the check mark in there to kind of keep track of what they're doing. I'm going to show you later how to publish it in a little bit different way, and we'll talk about the differences between that as well. So you're going to add all your lessons. Some of them are going to include Google Classroom, and so here you're going to click on this arrow. And again, this is where you do the link for your specific Google Classroom assignment, right? So how do you get that? Let's talk about that next. So once you have created your choice board and you've got all your lessons all set, then you're going to go back to your classroom, your Google Classroom, and you're going to go to classwork. And remember, we said we organized it by the week. So what you're going to see in your Google Classroom is the week of, and then you're going to see different assignments. So then I'm going to take, so the first choice board sample that we had. So say it is, here's my first one here that I created. I have Raz Kids. This one probably does not need a Google Classroom link because they're going to be doing the work right in Raz Kids. So I'm okay with that. That's why I have these checked so when they get done, they can click it over here if they want to. This one is I'm just having them read a book. So they can click on the book. They're going to open up the book and they're going to read it. And I'm not going to have them engage in that either, right? But this one where they read to their parents and a brother, sister, or pet, and they tell us about a book, I think, you know what? I want them to engage in that. I want them to hand something in and tell me what they read, who they read it to, and something about the book that they liked. So I created an assignment in that, right? So in my Google Classroom, here's the assignment for read a book. I decided to make it a question because I really just want them to answer a question and then engage with each other. Maybe the other students can read one and then they can say, oh, I love that book or whatever. Again, we want to have them doing student to student engagement as well. And so what I ended up doing was I just went up to create, and I, in this case, created a question, right? And what it looked like was this one. I'm going to open this up so you can see what it looks like. All right, I'm going to go ahead and edit it because I already published it. So I took the directions right from the choice board. So try to keep it as similar as possible, right? So that they match. So I'm going to have the title the same. I'm going to put in directions and then decide, do I need some other directions? And in this case, we want to make sure I copied and pasted this right from the choice board, right? I don't need to add anything here because what they're going to do is just answer a short answer question. I want them to be able to reply to each other. Of course, I added all the other things, the topic, that when it was due, which I gave them a week. In this case, I'm not worried about those things there. So once I save this question, once it's created and it's saved, go to these three dots because in the three dots, you'll see where you can copy the link. This is the link you get for that arrow in your choice board. So when you copy this link, then you go back to your choice board, and this is the actual link that you'll put here. So you'll say edit or create. In this case, I should say actually, what you'll do first is you'll click on it. The first thing you'll do is you'll click up here for insert link. And when you insert the link, then it will bring this up. And then you paste it right in there and apply. And then you've got your direct link that will open up right to that assignment. It's as simple as that. Pretty cool, right? So you're going to go through and you're going to actually create all of the assignments within Google Classroom that align with your choice board. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and you're going to do that. In this case, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for the week that correspond with here. I'm creating them. I'm grabbing the link. I'm going back to my choice board. I'm inserting the link. And that is as simple as it is. So now that you're all done with your choice board, you've gone and you've created all of your assignments in Google Classroom. You've grabbed a link, you've brought them in, you've linked this. You're going to go ahead and check all your links. Make sure everything is how you want it to be. So you're ready to push it out as the start here place for your assignments for the week. And so there's two ways of actually doing this now. In mine, I thought it would be kind of neat if the students didn't have something to hand in classroom, that they actually dragged this check mark over to say I did it, just to kind of keep track of their stuff. Also, I kind of liked the idea of in their brain breaks having them put check marks in here. And so, because of that, when I created my assignment for this one here, what I ended up doing was I created an assignment here, and let me show you what it ended up being. I actually brought in, so I went to add. I brought in from my Google Drive this choice board, right? So I'm going to grab my sample choice board and I'm going to add it. And this is how I did it up here. And then I made sure that I clicked each student will have a copy. You'll see that come up here. The reason it isn't coming up here is because it's already here with each student having a copy. So what'll happen is you'll click each student has a copy, and then you'll make sure everything else is set. You'll say, this is where you start, this is where you begin, and you save it. And so in this case, I want, when the students come here, I want them to click, I want them to pull up their own copy. It'll save it for them, their own. It'll have their name in it. They'll be able to manipulate it. They'll be able to add things to it if they want to, and then hand it in. There's another way of doing it. So say you decided that I don't want them to manipulate it. I'm going to get rid of the check marks. I just want them to see it. I want this to be their kind of go-to place for their lessons for the week. A nice way of doing this would be to come up here and say File, Publish to the Web. And let me show you what this does. It's pretty cool. You're going to click link. I don't change any of these settings really. And then you're going to copy the link. And so when you go to your classroom, you're going to create an assignment, or actually in this case, let's create a material because they're not going to hand anything in. They're just going to use it as a reference, right? I'm going to say start here, weekly plan. And I'm going to say click on the link below and start working on your lessons. And then I'm going to add a link. I'm going to paste that link I grabbed from the published. And here it is. So when I go ahead, and of course I'm going to pop this into my week 1. When I go ahead and post this, what's going to happen is they're going to have start here. It's a material. They're going to go click on it, and they're going to open it up in a beautiful, nice link. This I like, especially for younger kids, because then there's no like, oh, click on it and then click on the link below. It automatically gives you the link, right? So you're going to be clicking back and forth. It's just really nice. It goes back and forth. It goes right to the Google Classroom, opens it up. The other reason that I like to use a published link is that say you get this all set, the students are working it and you realize that a link is not good. You can go back to your document, to your plan, and you can change links, you can change text. Maybe there was a spelling error, and it will automatically update on the link that you published. So changes can be easily fixed. Then no worries about changing anything in classroom. It's all set, right? So that's a really nice feature as well. The The other thing that when you're done with this and you're ready for the students to start working on it, you will notice that these may be out of order. I like to make sure that they're in order, so I would probably go ahead and make sure that I would click and drag them to make sure that they were in the order that they appear on the plan. I would also make sure that the weekly plan is right here at the top. So that's really how simple this is. It's super simple to do. There's some steps, but the beautiful thing is that once you do it the first week, then you've got your own template that you have made your own. And so you're really just going back in and you're just, okay, we're not going to have them go to Raz Kids, or maybe we are going to have them go to Raz Kids this week again. But this might change, this book might change. Maybe I'll change this. So you're really, once you've got this set for the first time, you're really just going in and making a copy of it. And remember, make a copy of it because this one is linked to your first week. So you would just go in, file, and make a copy. It's up at the top here. Make a copy and say the entire presentation. And when you make your initial copy, you're going to call it week 2 or whatever. So this would be, week 2. And then you would complete that, right? And you'd be all set. Try it, see if you like it. I think it's really going to work, especially for K1 teachers. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to learn how to add audio and video to your choice boards, check out my other videos. Thanks.